Hi, I'm Dr. Anndrea Hatcher from Olive Branch Park Veterinary Clinic, and I'm going to talk about backyard chickens. Chickens are not allowed in all areas. Check your city and county laws as well as your neighborhood association rules before deciding to raise chickens. In Greenwood, Indiana, you can't keep chickens in the city limits. Adult chickens are usually kept outdoors in chicken coops year-round, although you can purchase chicken diapers for that rare indoor chicken. You want to keep this in mind when choosing the breeds of chickens that you want to keep. Breeds that handle cold winters better include Wyandottes, Orpingtons, Plymouth Rocks, Sussexes, and Lang's Hens. Breeds that handle hot summers better include Blue Andalusians, White Leghorns, Light Brown Leghorns, Turkins, and Golden Campines. If you are starting your flock from chicks, they'll be inside. The first week of age, the temperature should be 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the second week 90, the third week 85, the fourth week 80, and then between the fourth and fifth week they can be transferred out to the outside coop. Chickens are more active during the day, and their lifespan is 5 to 15 years. If you are starting your backyard egg-laying chicken flock from chicks, also called brooders, you'll need an inside space. Preferably not a room in your home because of the dust. So like a garage or a workshop or a basement. You'll need something to keep the chicks in, like a large plastic storage box or a child's wading pool. Plan 2 square feet per chicken. You'll want to put pine, not cedar, shavings in the bottom to 1 inch deep. Hang a 250 watt infrared heat lamp at a height that results in the right temperature at chick level in the middle of the enclosure, so say at 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Newspaper as a substrate won't provide secure enough footing and can lead to splay leg. Add a chick feeder and waterer. The roosting poles can be dowel rods that are 1/2 inch in diameter and positioned at least 5 inches off the ground. You will need some chicken wire or netting to place over the enclosure to keep the chicks inside so they don't fly the coop. For older chicks and adult laying hens, you'll need a chicken coop. Provide 4 square feet per chicken. You can build the coop or purchase one. Include room for nesting boxes, 1 per 5 or 6 hens, and roosting poles. The nesting boxes should be 5 inches off the ground and placed in a quiet area. The roosting poles can be dowel rods that are 2 inch in diameter. Allow 10 inches per bird, 10 inches between the poles, and set the poles in a stair-step manner, with each one several inches higher than the last. If your coop doesn't have a floor, bury small mesh fencing in the floor of the coop and for 12 inches around the outside to keep predators from digging their way in. The coop must have a ceiling to keep the predators out. It should protect the chickens from wolves, coyotes, raccoons, hawks, and dogs on all sides. It should be easy to clean, not drafty, but well ventilated. The chicken feeder and waterer should be 6 to 8 inches off the ground. If the birds are not allowed to range, but are going to be kept in the enclosure at all time, then you need to provide 10 square feet of space per bird. So the equipment that you're going to need if you're going to raise backyard chickens include a local veterinarian who treats chickens, a good book about chickens. If you're going to be purchasing them as chicks, you'll need an enclosure for them, netting for the top, a 250 watt infrared heat lamp and a method to hang it, a thermometer, a baby chick feeder and waterer, starter feed, grit, and pine shavings. You'll need a chicken coop. You may need the mesh netting to bury in the ground, a chicken feeder and water, a heated waterer for cold winters, chicken food, nesting boxes, roosting poles, and pine shavings. You'll also need to set money aside for treating sick chickens, for repairing the coop, and for replenishing supplies. For food, you'll need starter feed for the chicks and poultry food for the adults. Chickens can eat some leftover kitchen scraps, but avoid bones, lots of meat, avocado, chocolate, onions, caffeine, alcohol, fruit pits, or large amounts of apple seeds. It might be a good idea to avoid raw potatoes or their skins, but the jury is still out on that one. Garlic or asparagus may change the taste of the eggs, and don't feed them any spoiled food. You don't have to have a rooster in order to make the chickens lay eggs. They'll start doing that on their own at about 5 months of age. Their first eggs may not look great, but they'll get better in time. You'll want to keep new chickens in the coop for 3 days before letting them out to range during the day. After 3 days, they will know not to stray too far from the coop. Close the chickens into their coop each night. In order to prevent the spread of disease, you'll need to quarantine. It would be terrible to add an apparently healthy chicken to your healthy flock, and then a week later, half of your chickens have gotten very sick or died. You want to always quarantine new additions to the flock for at least 30 days to watch for signs of illness. Don't use the same shoes or clothes when carrying your flock as you do for when you are caring for the quarantined bird. Chickens that are taken to shows should be quarantined for at least 2 weeks before being returned to the flock. If you have friends that also own chickens, be wary of allowing them in the coop or to handle your chickens, because they may inadvertently spread disease. Many chicken diseases can be prevented by keeping their environment clean. This does mean cleaning up a lot of chicken poo and cleaning it up often. Be very cautious of medicating your chickens with over-the-counter medications. Many medications will then be present in the eggs and in the meat. Veterinarians who treat chickens will know the withdrawal times for prescription medications, meaning he or she will know the legal medication and the right dosage and the length of time afterwards that the eggs must be thrown away or until the meat is safe to eat. Always wash your hands after handling chickens and eggs because of the risk of E. coli and Salmonella.